Hello everybody, I'm Vinicius Prado Aquino and I'm a sophomore student at Drummond. Hey, in our country, would you let a stranger enter a home? Have you ever been denied a help you really needed? What if that help could save your life, your family's life? I'm here to talk about why denying someone his right to having a safe place to live is wrong. Because yes, there is some people that need to hear about that. That's exactly what happens when someone stops a refugee from entering the country. And that is a violation of the 14th right of the UN's Universal Declaration of the Human Rights. When denying help or preventing entry of a refugee in a country is a violation of the right to seek a safe place to live. And it is an issue all over the world. As long as there are wars and conflicts, there will be new refugees. And I know it is complicated and there are all kinds of internal problems in countries. But with UN's help and the contribution and empathy of the world's leaders, refugees can be directed to safe places where they can live with more safety and work. So, follow me now and learn more about this topic. Let's better understand what a refugee truly is. Let's understand why it is necessary to do something about it. And also, to demystify the concept that refugees are bad for the countries. So, denying someone their rights, especially if those rights are the ones listed in the UN's Universal Declaration of the Human Rights, is unacceptable. The UN came up with those rights as a common standard of achievements for all people in all nations in order to make sure those rights are not denied to any human being since its proclamation in 1948. So, there is no excuse to prevent anyone from any of those rights, including but not limited to the right to a nationality and the right to seek a safe place to live. In other words, it is imperative that those rights are secured. So the UN and the global leaders have to make sure it happens. Come on, put yourself in their shoes. I want you all to imagine you are on a really long road, along with other people that are so scared of staying in their own country that they prefer to walk somewhere else. Just like you, not being sure if they are gonna survive or find a better place to live. And then, you find that place, but they don't let you in. They leave you there, denying you your own rights. When a refugee is stateless, it has no access to the basic human rights. It has no nationality, no safety, no social security, no health care, no law protection, almost none of the basic human rights. Moreover, they have no home. According to the UN, the world is passing through really high levels of displacement. The UN.org shows that in 2018, there were about 30 million refugees, and millions of them were stateless. When a country stops their entry or denies help, this country is choosing to deprive them of the UN's basic human rights, the right to seek for a better and safer place to live. Some people might say that they can't help refugees because their country can't afford it. That's just a mistake. Anti-immigrant movements usually object on what they see as foreigners competing for jobs and immigrants drawing the welfare state at the expense of native-born population. As I said, that's just a big mistake. People think of refugees only as vulnerable, poor, benefit-dependent, as a potential social and economic threat to the receiving society. However, many of them are high-skilled workers, doctors, engineers, and etc. Thus, accepting refugees is also a win for the receiving country and the communities that host them. In an article published at Brookings.edu, the author highlights many positive aspects for the countries, including the fact that immigrants and often refugees represent 25% of entrepreneurs. And also the fact that the faster a refugee and immigrant becomes a worker, the faster he will become a productive and helpful citizen. So, about everything I said, in better words, what I mean is we need to help refugees. We need to let them in our countries. We have to advocate for them. Otherwise, we are just taking their rights from them. We need to make sure that with UN and global leaders' help, we can make those rights be ensured. We have to be empathetic enough for doing at least that and change the negative view the whole world has towards refugees. So Dalai Lama once said that selfishness leads to all problems in the world. So we can't be selfish. We have to love the next enough and be empathetic enough to not let those rights be denied to the refugees. I am Vinicius Prado Aquino, and thank you for your attention.